Let's solve this quadratic equation by using the quadratic formula. I need to make sure that my equation is set equal to 0, that all of my terms are on one side, so I can extract the correct values to use in my quadratic formula. So we're going to use 6, 4, and 11 for this one. Use your book or any online resource to access what the quadratic formula is. The reason I'm doing this problem is that we're going to be using I at the end. We're going to have to take out a square root of -1, and we're also going to be able to simplify our entire quadratic expression as our answer. So let's proceed now. Negative b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac. That's everything I've plugged in so far. All of it's over 2a, so 2 times 6. Let's simplify. Four squared is 16. We'll need to use our calculator here. -4 times 6 times 11. That's going to give me -264. All this is over 12. Let's keep going. (16 minus 264) gives me -248. I'm going to do a couple things now. I have a negative underneath my square root. I need to factor that out by using I. I also need to simplify radical 248. Now I know that the perfect square that goes with this is going to be 4. If you find the factors of 248, you have 4 and 62. So in my next step, I'm going to go I have the square root of -1, which I'm going to change into I in a second. I have the square root of 4, and I have the square root of 62. Those are the three factors of the square root of -248. All of this is still over 12. So the square root of -1 is I. The square root of 4 is 2. So I'm going to make this plus or minus 2i root 62 over 12. And I have one more step to take. I basically have three terms now. I have -4, I have positive or negative 2i root 62, and I have a denominator of 12. Since all of those are even the coefficient of the square root term is 2, they can all be reduced by a factor of 2. So my final answer is -2 plus or minus I root 62. I'm not going to touch the radical, but I can reduce by the coefficient 2 over 6. That is how I would simplify after using the quadratic formula.